Welcome back to our Dream in the Woods. I kind of have a rare day ahead of us here. Have overcast skies, high of about 75. So we'll take that. Hopefully that'll allow us to be on the south end for the majority of the day and get quite a bit of this siding. We have some more pieces cut to put up and then that are stained, and then cut a bunch more and then get them stained, so once they're stained they go up real quick. So I got a friend John coming out to help. I think Deana will be out here helping, and see what we can get to. Let's get to it. Deana and Beth were out here earlier this week doing some staining, so my system of stacking those drying racks is working. Can definitely tell the difference in the different types of wood. So this down here, ponderosa pine. This is the white pine that's going on the south end that we'll put up today. This is some soffit material that is Doug fir. And then of course, more white pine, ponderosa pine. So, yeah, system looks pretty good. They did a good job. Nice and neat. So a little more complicated piece. I don't like that I only have very little here, but we'll be careful, and it'll get a piece of batten that goes over that to kind of reinforce it. But see if it's going to fit. Okay. Seems good. Still need to put a little piece of flashing right here, which I can do, but I think we'll call that piece good. And it comes out proud here, which then will butt another board up against that here. So I think it's good. One less hard one. And I'm just beveling each edge at the bottom, so it creates a drip, so the water doesn't travel back and underneath. So is the theory. Back at it again this morning, just trying to get some more done out here before it gets too hot. Our cloudy day was a good day. We got all the boards cut and stained up to here and over, minus a few little triangles and little tiny pieces. And then I just cut above the window, one side of the triangle, and then I just test fitted the other ones, and the measurements are the same, so that's good, should be. And then I may try to cut that long board that fits in under that flashing, and then do the bottom. So it'd be nice if I got all those done, so then when I put stuff up, I was past that window and just have the door left and the funky piece above it. Yeah, it's been a few days. It's actually September 1st, so Labor Day here in the US. And these boards, this whole pile here and that pile back there, they're all stained up and ready to go. And then these two piles here are ready to go. So I'll get those loaded on my pallet, get my chop saw, and start getting ready. I think Dean is coming over here in a little bit, and we'll start putting some boards on the front. Should go pretty quickly. Well, these boards went up pretty fast. All the screws aren't in them, but they're fastened good enough. So I need to come back through, kind of covered up where all the girts are, so I'll have to kind of measure from the inside and then mark them out. If you put all the screws in at one time, then you can tell where the girt lines are, but it's all right. They went up good. Bottom spacing looks good. Top spacing looks good. A couple of details going around. That piece looks all right. That'll probably change when we put the roof on for the covered porch. This detail over here turned out real nice. Happy with that. So everyone may not know, but then the batten, there'll be a 3-inch batten that will cover each one of these joints. So if you see a little green, it's okay. And then we just kind of try to space these boards out. We'll make sure that those battens line up top to bottom. Kind of laser those in. This will get a filler piece here, and then it'll get 4-inch window trim, so this gap will be covered. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. Yeah, top piece will get a piece of a spacer in there before the window trim goes on. So yeah, looks real barny. Happy with that. I think the upper boards are a little bit darker than the lower boards, which is going the direction we want it to as far as having it, the stain turn out darker in the end. Kind of limping along with the lift here. The alternator isn't putting any juice out. I don't know if I've already said that, but one's on order and it'll get replaced hopefully this coming week. So what we've been doing is just charging the battery, and then it runs fine and does all its things, but you can tell that it's dwindling out, and I couldn't go any lower than that after the last time I turned it off, so it was definitely ready for a charge. I've been working on the remainder here. Decided to do is frame that out with the same trim I did on the side door. There ends up being a tricky piece on either side of the door to kind of get that next to the outside lights, that little skinny strip. So anyway, that's what I'm working on now. I have the board to the right of that cut, so I just evened that up down here. So now I know that when I cut around for that lower electrical box, that the lines will match up. And now I'm lining out the upper light, so it'll be a skinny piece here. So kind of fun, kind of time consuming, and that should fit in the top fine. We've been working on cutting the remainder boards for this south face, so hopefully this is all I need. Once they're cut and stained, they go up pretty fast. I think I'm going to start with those little triangles underneath that big window, and then work around the door and work out. Hopefully everything fits. So it's the evening. I think it's a little after 5, 92 degrees, but we have shade, so it's lots better, but still warm. So just take it slow, and hopefully I can get these boards on and kind of get a look of what the structure is going to look like. Definitely looking barny. I don't know if I should make these a little tighter. I am going to come in here with a window trim that's going to be as close to this as possible. But I mean, this side looks pretty decent, but that side definitely gapped up. When you're measuring down here and not knowing exactly where the boards are going to lie, anyway, not an excuse, but not the easiest thing to measure. So this just needs a filler piece here. This is less than 4 inches, so 4 inches comes out here. So then the whole window will get a 4-inch trim piece casing, and then that'll cover up this gap here, and then this will get a batten, and then this will get a batten coming down off of there. So of course this is all temporary because this is going to have to come off when we put the roof on the front porch. But at least you know, I don't even know if I'm going to put this piece in here. This is buttoned up for this winter. I don't know yet. So anyway, at least it looks more complete. Getting closer. I didn't make that last board, and if I did, I lost it. But the one right next to it split when I put it in, so I made 2 boards there. I know I kind of talked a big talk about crowning and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I've been picking the best side and screwing it on the wall. And I think with the screws and then going in the girt and going as deep as I am, those boards aren't going to go anywhere. There's a lot of fastener on that. So I know purists will be out there, oh, concave, convex, all that stuff, growth rings. It's pretty side, lots of screws. So Everything looks looking good. I have the boards for that, so throw those up next. Kind of made a big push to get all the boards on that south side. I just worked through and I got the rest of them on with my headlamp. Glad I did, just as a cool look to have all the boards on there. There's still a lot of work to do on that south side. All the battens need to go on, window trim, door trim, and soffit material, but it just kind of has a feel to it now. Definitely has a barny look and feel to it. You know, we kind of throw around that barndominium word a lot. I don't feel like this is a barndominium. It's more like a barn house. Its bones is a barn, and it's going to look like a barn, where some of those barndominiums are metal buildings and just kind of have a metal shop feel with an apartment in it or a big living space. So a little different, but anyway, we're happy with how it's turning out. Big thanks out to Dean and Deana. We're both helping. John was helping. Hunter was helping. So just appreciate all the help I can get out here. Eric and I are going to work on electricity here the next few days. So hopefully get a little bit further there, and we'll see where we can get. So appreciate everyone watching. Hope you like the look. It's too late now. That's the way it's going to be. But anyway, we'll catch you with the next video. You have a good day, night, or wherever this video finds you. Catch you with the next one. Thank you.